I would much rather shine a light on what I can do great versus constantly racking my head over something that I'm not great at first when I'm just now starting off. Building that confidence, collecting those coins of confidence. So when it is time to step outside of my comfort zone, when it is time to really take charge on what it is I see for my future, let's say it's buying a home or increasing my pay or changing careers altogether. When it's time, I'm going to need all those coins of confidence and the courage to take those leaps, to take those steps to get started. Welcome back to the Transaction Care YouTube channel. My name is Lillian Hernandez, your resident care coordinator, but you can call me Lily because we are learning and growing together. My soul's purpose and mission is to uplift and encourage you and to leave you feeling more empowered, informed, and confident in your life journey. So let's get into today's episode. 8 benefits of working with a life coach. So from personal experience, I hired a coach, I would say, I think it was around 2021. And I didn't know what I was getting into. I just knew my goal was to start making $10,000 a month and to not have to think about any of my mental or emotional roadblocks or anything. I thought the coach was going to say, "Here, go do this, go do that, and then come back and, tell me how it went, and then you'll get that $10,000." I had no idea what coaching actually was. My perspective of life coaching was very woo woo. It was very just, it didn't feel like something I could resonate with. But in that moment in time in my life, I was going through a really difficult, I was at a crossroads in terms of where do I want to take my career next? Where am I going? I've been doing this for so long. It is making me money, it is my livelihood at the moment, but I'm not enjoying the process. I'm not enjoying the people that I work with. And life isn't perfect. It's not all glitz and glamour and bubbles and cotton candy, if you're into those things. But ultimately, I was just stuck and I needed an alternative because what I was doing alone wasn't working. Prior to this, I had taken this business cohort and it really started to shift my perspective in terms of how I want to run my business. And this was about the halfway mark. I was 2.5 years in when I decided to make these changes. I randomly was on Facebook and saw a post about coaching. So I inquired, ended up taking the meeting and getting matched with someone that was more aligned with my needs and my goals. So it does take time to find the right coach, but if you are someone ready to actively shift your life, pivot, change careers, level up wherever you're at in life, maybe it's budgeting better, saving more money, investing more money, organizing your time. Coaches can help you through all of these things. And if you want to get even more specific, like I said, money, there are money coaches, there are relationship coaches, there are fitness coaches. So when you are ready to invest in yourself, I highly suggest inquiring about coaching. And I'll put information in the description about my services for coaching. But again, do your own due diligence, do your research, because no one coach is meant for everyone. You have to do the work and you have to put in the time and the effort to make sure you are all aligned and you are ready. Ultimately, when you are ready, things will start to happen in your favor. I truly believe that. But you have to put in the work. The sound gave out here, so I'm talking about personalized strategies. Working with a life coach provides personalized strategies tailored to your specific needs, maximizing the effectiveness of your efforts. Let's talk about it. I also want to mention that clarity and goal setting is a true benefit of life coaching because life coaches help you to clarify your goals and create a roadmap for achieving them, enhancing your overall focus and direction. You have a vision of where you want your life to go, the direction you want it to go, how you want it to feel, the people you want to be surrounded by, and the new company you want to invite into your life. But you're just not quite sure how you today is going to get there. because of whatever restrictions or things that people have said to you or your own insecurities are holding you back. For me, confidence is built through action. And it's not to say that we have to ignore all the past traumas, but it's just a part of the work. Coaching is a small portion of your healing journey. But ultimately, coaching is just one aspect of that process of doing the overall work and overcoming or embracing, accepting who you are today so future you can benefit. And having a coach to help you clarify those goals and create personalized strategies, because some people like talking in front of the camera. I enjoy it, others don't. So if you're trying to work and build your business, and I'm telling you, no, which I wouldn't, but get in front of the camera right now. It's not going to work right away. There's going to be a lot of resistance versus if I ask you, have you explored podcasting? Have you explored blogging? Something not front facing, not in front of the camera, but more so behind the scenes, but still conveying your message. We can explore things like that because it's personalized to you and your traits, your skills, your strengths. Building off of your strengths is so key at first, because I would much rather shine a light on what I can do great versus constantly racking my head over something that I'm not great at first when I'm just now starting off. Building that confidence, collecting those coins of confidence. So when it is time to step outside of my comfort zone, when it is time to really take charge on what it is I see for my future, let's say it's buying a home or increasing my pay or changing careers altogether. When it's time, I'm going to need all those coins of confidence and the courage to take those leaps, to take those steps to get started. And having a personalized strategy, it really does maximize the effectiveness because it's tailored to you. So again, I can have all the coaching methods, I can have all the questions, but ultimately it comes down to how do you operate in certain settings? Where do you thrive? What are your strengths? Let's play off of your strengths as we gradually work on strengthening those weaker areas. Because next is accountability. And a life coach really helps you to stay accountable for your actions, for fostering a sense of responsibility and commitment to your personal development. And we need that because I know at the top of the year, every year, I want to lose weight. I want to be more consistent. I want to earn more money. I want to do all the things. But then that hype starts to wear off, that excitement starts to go away because life happens. At the beginning of the year, think about it. Our schedules are a lot different. If you have kids aren't in school, so there's less responsibility of taking them back and forth, getting in the car, sitting in traffic, or maybe work is your office is closed. So you have the time and the capacity to dream, to be ambitious. But then once February, March hits, and that first quarter is gone, and you're still at that starting phase, having a life coach with that added accountability. Because I know for me, when I was getting coached, I would say, okay, for example, I exhausted all of my strengths, meaning I did all the videos, I continue to do videos, I love social media when I was marketing my business. And it was time to do some cold calling, which I hate cold calling. Let me know if you love or hate cold calling. I do not like it. It's very much out of my comfort zone, all of the things. So my coach would challenge me, and this can get scary, it can get real. But my coach challenged me, how many cold calls do you want to make by the end of this week? Yeah, fear, heart racing, sweating, discomfort. I don't like any of this. But I agreed, and what are the consequences of my lack of action? What if I don't hit that mark? And what I loved about it was My mind would tell me 100 cold calls in a week. If we're going to go hard, if we're going to go in, we're going to go all the way in. When realistically, I was kind of setting myself up for failure. And it's not to say that 100 isn't possible, but I have this mentality of 0 or 100. So for me, coaching not only helped keep me accountable to set realistic, tangible goals, but it also reminded me that everything doesn't have to be extreme just because I wasn't doing it before. And I use the analogy of going from the couch to a marathon. Can I sign up, pay for the marathon, get the right shoes, get the right gear, look the part? Yeah, absolutely. But ideally, that's not how I want to approach things. So why would I do the same thing with my everyday business that I need to enact and make habits of doing even just 10 cold calls a week? So I had to do a lot of work internally with accepting that 10 is enough. 5 calls in a week is enough. Because then that tapped into my people pleaser. Oh, well, if I say 100 cold calls just to look good in front of my coach, you know, then I'm winning. But for what? She's going to get paid no matter what. My success, yes, is somewhat of a reflection on her, but it's not her life. It's my life. So if I want to accumulate little tiny wins every week, I need to give myself an opportunity to win. And my coach is there to cheer me on, to encourage me, to remind me, hey, how's it going? It's midweek check-in. Have you reached your goal of 10? How many have you done so far? And I need that because, like I said, at the beginning of the year, our schedules are different. There's a lot more capacity and energy to be creative and to be ambitious. But once our work schedules change, our workload increases, the family life gets busy, we start traveling, everything starts to become a mess. And having that additional accountability keeps me focused, keeps you focused, keeps you in line, and just it serves as a reminder. And to also be able to communicate when I'm not going to hit those markers. And that's okay, because that's a part of the healing process. Admitting that you fell short, but you're going to get back up and do double next week. So you can get back on track to doing those 10 until I'm ready to take that leap and do 20, 40, 60, 80, and eventually get to 100. And my goal could be, all right, in 6 months, I want to be making 100 cold calls in a week. But I'm gradually working there, building my confidence. So we can get into all of that mindset practice, but accountability is so key, which gets me into my next point, overcoming obstacles. So life coaches assist in identifying and overcoming obstacles, offering valuable insights to navigate challenges and setbacks. So, okay, let's go back to the cold calling example. Let's say I go for 100 cold calls in a week, but I'm too scared to make that one phone call. But I was too egotistical to say one cold call in a week, 10 cold calls in a week, because I wanted to impress the person. I didn't want to waste the time of my coach. You'll start to realize your own insecurities and why you do things through coaching. At least that was my experience. Again, I can't speak for anyone else, but I started to understand why certain things in my life weren't happening because I was constantly getting in my own way. Again, self-sabotage. But having that self-awareness now, being more informed as I practice and do these exercises for me, again, informed me as to like, okay, well, when I'm fearful of making a decision or when I'm approaching, a big obstacle that I'm afraid to experience or endure, it's because when I'm about to go through something scary, I do X, Y, and Z. I start to run away. I avoid, avoid. Avoidance is my number one self-saboteur. So having that additional accountability through a coach has helped me to navigate these obstacles and to not be so intimidated or scared and to break them down into smaller, more digestible pieces and steps, which then creates mindset shifts. And through, you know, coaching and targeted coaching, you can really develop a positive and growth oriented mindset. And it's so key. I can't stress how important your mindset is. And, when you wake up in the morning and choose gratitude, or you're going to choose violence, or you're going to choose negativity, chaos and negativity. But your mindset, it really does lead to increased self belief and confidence, and getting in the practice and the habit of shifting your mindset little by little. Like I said, we don't have to go from the couch to a marathon every single time. Some people are just naturals, but I always say natural talent can only take you so far. There's different levels and parts of life that we have blind spots to, that we think we can last with simply natural talent. But eventually you're going to have to start asking questions. You're going to have to be the student, always remain a student, truly. And embracing that mindset of always being a student has really helped me in my journey of not just working with a coach, but also transitioning into becoming a coach, and transitioning into becoming the person that someone seeks, that accountability, the strategy planning and organizing of our goals and time and all those things. It is, I had to shift my mindset and be ready to take on that part of someone's life that is so precious and vulnerable, and say to myself and really have, that coming to Jesus talk, like, if I'm serious about this, take it very serious. And I think for a while I kind of relied on things to come to me, because for so long, even with my transaction coordinator business, things were always just coming to me naturally. It didn't take much effort to work towards it, simply because doing the work, now that I'm saying it out loud, it's making more sense. And that's another benefit to coaching, is just being able to say things out loud so it can make more sense. But my work was speaking for itself when I started and embarked on this coaching journey, because I didn't have many clients. I had to go seek the people. I was entering a whole new workforce. There were moments where I wanted to give up. There were moments when I wanted to say, screw all of this. I'm done. I'm just going to go back to teaching. Maybe I'll go back to a 9 to 5. I don't know. But your mindset shifts are a constant exercise. It's just like when you want to lose 30 pounds, you can lose the 30 pounds, but the real work comes in maintaining that. So you want to lose 30 pounds, but what happens if you gain it all back in a week and it took you 2 years to lose that 30 pounds? The real work comes in as you're losing that weight, but also gaining that mental and physical strength during the losing process and after the maintenance, when the real maintenance comes into play. All the tools that you learned, again, getting out of your comfort zone and really implementing that as part of your life. It's ongoing. Same with your mental health. This is ongoing work, preservation, healing, protection. That's where improved self-awareness comes into play. And much like talking in this video and realizing certain things I'm saying out loud are putting things into perspective. Because when you're self-employed, that's one thing I've definitely realized is I don't talk a lot during the day because I don't have opportunities to talk to people. I'm on my computer typing. And when I do talk, I'm talking to a camera just like this, and there's no one on the receiving end. So I'm pretty sure, like, when my family and friends talk to me, they're probably like, wow, she's talking a lot. And I'm already an oversharer. So anyway, having that improved self-awareness, I want to read this. Life coaching encourages self-reflection, helping you gain a deeper understanding of yourself and your thought patterns. That is so real. Going back to what I said about, that accountability and overcoming obstacles, when I have to do something scary, having that keen sense of self-awareness reminds me, like, okay, let me go into my imaginary toolbox Because when I'm afraid to do something, or when I'm intimidated, or I'm avoiding, I can pull this resource, whether it's a book, a speech, a text, or an email to my coach, something, journaling, praying, meditation, whatever it is, I can reach for it instead of dwelling in that fear and living in that fear and becoming paralyzed in my own fear. And then nothing gets done. So instead of stopping and freezing, I'm able to just ground myself, give myself some grace, and reach, like I said, reach into that imaginary toolbox and get out the things that I know will get me out of this funk. And having that keen self and the improved self-awareness is vital to your success in life, however you choose to define success for you. So once you have a better sense of you, then that improves and really just enhances your decision making. Truly. My ability to make decisions has gotten a lot better, for sure. And having a coach guide you in making informed decisions, empowering you to approach challenges with a clear and confident mindset, it makes a world of a difference. And the only way you would know is if you experience it. And it's up to you, again, to do the work, because we need it. We all thrive off of community and helping each other, ecosystem, building that rapport with others, and talking to like-minded people and individuals that have been in your shoes, have experienced those downfalls, but got back up. That's where your increased resilience comes into play. And that is the final benefit of working with a life coach, is truly increased resilience. Working with a life coach builds resilience, enabling you to bounce back from setbacks and face life's uncertainties with a more resilient attitude. I have more confidence and courage in myself today than I did 2 or 3 years ago. I was very unsure, insecure, constantly on the fence. And although I still experience those emotions, those feelings, those uncertainties, but I do it with less resistance now. I am confident in the decisions I am making. And that's what coaching has done for me. So I hope, as you are watching this episode, as you are watching this video, that these 8 benefits have resonated with you, are starting to get the wheels turning a little bit or a lot. Because coaching has truly benefited me in getting me from point A to point B with confidence, feeling empowered, to the point where I have become a coach myself. And if you didn't know, I have all the information in the description below, but coaching has always been a part of my life, whether I realize it or not. My love language is words of affirmation. So wanting to give back to other people, whether it's through this content or one-on-one sessions, or even me seeking coaching, makes me a better human, a better teacher, a better sister, friend, all of the things, daughter, partner, all of that. Showing up for myself, doing the work, is a reflection. It shows up in this content, in my ability and my desire to help others. So like I said, if you are interested in one-on-one coaching with me directly, the information is in the description below. I'm here to help, here to guide. Take these 8 benefits and see what areas of your life you want to improve in. And I'll do more content on this. Definitely follow me on social media. I post more there daily. But overall, think about clarity and goal setting, personalized strategies, accountability, overcoming obstacles, mindset shifts, improved self-awareness, enhanced decision making, increased resilience. Think of, if those are things you are lacking in your life and you want to be on the other side of those emotions and those feelings and those insecurities or self-doubts, self-sabotage, lack mentality, and you want to manifest more empowerment, be uplifted and encouraged daily, and have that resilience to endure all parts of your day. thing about coaching, and my favorite part of these benefits, is the increased resilience. Life is going to life. No matter what we do, no matter where we're at, whether we're on the beach enjoying a Mai Tai or in the trenches, like grinding in the middle of the night, trying to get these emails out and promote your business. There's going to be good and bad parts of everything we do. And building your resilience and your tolerance for these things. And again, having that toolbox of things that you can pull from versus just living in it and accepting that this is my reality. Life sucks. Can't do anything about it. I don't subscribe to that. And if I can help you in any way overcome and heal those mindsets, please message me. My coaching program is built for you. So let's talk about it. Tell a friend, tell a friend, tell a friend. But I hope these 8 benefits have resonated with you. Hit that subscribe button. Personal development, mindset, empowerment, entertainment, value, whatever you are seeking in life, it starts with you and putting in the work. And if you want to sit down, like I said, if you want to sit down one-on-one and really map out the next 6 months to a year, even 5 years, we could do it. Because for so long, I didn't think that planning for 5 years was beneficial. I really didn't. It wasn't until I worked with a coach and understood and talked it out and got even her perspective and other people's perspectives and reading books and studying these topics. And I got curious and I realized, okay, if I don't map out the next 5 years, life is just going to life for me. And it's not to say everything January, this needs to happen. February, this needs to happen. It's still God's plan. Let's not get it twisted. But overall, if I know my next steps, I'm more likely to achieve them. Versus when I don't know my next steps, I'm just kind of wandering aimlessly through the forest of life. And I don't want to live like that anymore. That's where purpose, passions, all of that comes into play. So if my next step is I am going to hit that 10K a month, 30K a month, now it's time for me to embody that. What does that look like? Who do I need to talk to? What books do I need to read? What action steps do I need to start implementing into my daily life? It's a process. It takes time, but it's a journey I'm ready and willing to be on. So if this video resonates with you, again, tell a friend, tell a friend, tell a friend, hit that subscribe button. More content like this, as well as information, education about real estate, business, mindset, money, all of those things are occurring here. Go to transactioncare.com to learn more. Please join my newsletter. That's where you get exclusives, discounts on my coaching services, on transaction coordination, so much more. Announcements of what's coming, what's ahead. That's where you want to tune in, as well as here. And my podcast, Transaction Care, the podcast, transactioncarepodcast.com. But either way, just go to transactioncare.com. That's where everything lives. That's where you can find out about me, how I got into the real estate industry 2 decades ago, and how it turned into this. But I thank you for your time. I thank you for your energy. This has been another episode of the Transaction Care YouTube channel. So until the next episode, and make sure you go check out some of my other content. I think you'll like it. You will. Go check it out. But until then, care for yourself, care for your wealth. Your time is worth it. Let's coordinate. Talk soon. But it also reminded me that everything doesn't have to be extreme just because I wasn't doing it before.